Hello Leo, this is your September forecast. Well, it's a very big month this month because we've got the eclipses happening on the 13th and the 28th of September. We've got Venus in your sign going direct. We've got Mercury going retrograde. And we've got Saturn changing signs and going into Sagittarius, where he's going to stay until the end of 2017. So let me break this down for you, lovely Leos. First thing, on the 7th of the month, Venus, that's been retrograde in your sign since the 25th of July, goes direct. So, and Mars for much of this month also in your sign. So with Venus going direct, anything that's been happening in relationships that might have felt stuck or something you've not been sure about, now things can start to move forward for you. Same to do with your money and your finances. And also anything that you might have been considering doing physically for yourself, maybe something cosmetic, a new hairdo, new clothes, something like that. Now that Venus is direct in your sign, you can go off and buy that little luxury or do that something that makes you feel really good about yourself. With Venus and Mars still in your sign until the 24th of this month, it's a good time. You should have a lot of energy. You should be able to push forward with lots of different projects, anything that you want to get done. This should be a good month for it, Leos. Now on the 13th of the month, we've got this new moon solar eclipse happening for you in your second house of money. Now, as you can see, we've got a lot happening here in this financial house, lovely Leos. Now, you're lucky because you've got Jupiter there until about this time next year. So Jupiter is a beneficial influence, but it does tend to magnify whatever's happening. So if you're being sensible with money, there could be some nice rewards coming, some extra bonuses. If you've gone a little crazy and gone into too much debt, well, it may be time to pay the piper. Just depends. However, this new moon solar eclipse, especially because the sun is also in this house as well until the 24th of the month, this is new beginnings for you financially. An opportunity to create a brand new, fresh slate. So it could be a new way of earning money. You might be looking at ways of making some passive money, earning money while you're sleeping. And Leos, you sure do love that kind of an idea. But it's an opportunity for looking at ways in which you spend your money. What are the things that you value? What's important to you? It's also a new beginning in your self-esteem, your self-confidence. Leos, I know, you're supposed to be the most confident sign in the zodiac, and many of you are. But not all of you, depending on the aspects in your natal chart. But this is a wonderful opportunity for a new you, new beginnings that can also ultimately lead to more income. So on the 18th of September, two big events happening. One is that Mercury here going retrograde, and retrograde there until October 9th. So retrograde in your third house. So this is really a time to reconsider maybe your studying. Do you need to learn some new skills? Do you need to study something? It's a brilliant time during a Mercury retrograde for writing, for research, for getting the book written, for doing some deep studying. It's really good for that. It's less good for pushing forward with any kind of a contract. If you've got any contract to sign with that Mercury in the third house retrograde, try to delay it. If it's not possible to do that, then make sure you get at least 2 or 3 different people to cast their eyes over it, ideally before Mercury goes retrograde on the 18th of the month, so that you can really see if there's any errors or mistakes there. Because the issue with Mercury retrograde is that you often have to just repeat something and it's just a blooming nuisance, so you try to avoid it. Also, travel is ruled by that third house, so allow yourself extra time to get somewhere. If it usually takes an hour to get to the airport or the station, allow 2 hours. Rather sit there and be early than stressed and miss the train or the boat or the plane. And also on the 18th of September, Saturn changes sign, but until the 18th, Saturn is still in that 4th house. So many of you will have moved home or looking to move home. With Saturn there may have been some extra responsibility concerning a family member. But then after the 18th, and also you may have had some extra renovations or repairs to do connected to a property. After the 18th is Saturn going into your 5th house, where Saturn will remain until the end of 2017. Now, if ever there was a good time to make a hobby into a business or something you enjoy and make it into a business, this is a wonderful time to do it. It's also very good for making something practical, doing something practical with the skills that you have that you love. You may find yourself taking more responsibility for a child. They may need more of your time. And also with Saturn in this 5th house, this could mean that you meet somebody in a romantic situation, could be somebody older than you, and it actually develops into a solid relationship that lasts the course. On the 24th of September, we've got the Sun coming into this 3rd house. So that's a great time for meeting people nearby, mixing maybe with people in your community, your neighborhood, and also a very good time for studying and learning. On the 25th of the month, Mars comes into the 2nd house of money. This is a boost financially, but it's something you do and you take action about. It's not somehow money coming to you. Could be if it was 8th house stuff, but 2nd house means you can push ahead with a project, you can push ahead really going for something that you really think is a really good business idea and could make money. And on the 28th of September, last but certainly not least, we've got a full moon lunar eclipse, with the solar eclipse on the 13th, the lunar eclipse on the 28th, happening here for you, Leos, happening in your 9th house. So wherever there's a lunar eclipse, there's often a completion. So maybe you're completing a course of study, or you're actually beginning a course of study that you've been working towards for a long time. It could be a completion of a court case, a legal situation. It could be a completion of anything to do with travel. Maybe you're going to go on a trip that you've been planning for a long time, or you're planning a trip and you actually finalize all those dates and agreements. With Uranus triggering that, there could be a change in your belief system. You might read something very interesting and it just gets you thinking in a new way. And also it could trigger a whole new interest for you. Something maybe you haven't been reading about and you suddenly get interested and passionate about and want to share it with other people. So as you can see, it's a busy month, a lot happening for you this month financially, and good time to get things really moving with that. So I wish you a great month. Because it's eclipse season, I decided it's powerful energy time, so I'm going to be doing another seminar on the 12th of September, only this time it's about relationships and communications in relationships. After all, you can have a relationship with somebody where the chemistry is wonderful, but you just can't communicate. So outside of the bedroom, it's really difficult. But really, that's where we spend most of our time. Global communications are becoming challenging and we need to find new ways through. So I thought this was a great opportunity to share with you everything to do with Mercury and our relationships. So you'll learn a lot about yourself, the way you communicate, and what others need in their communications, and how to make allowances for them. I'll do a video all about this, but it'd be great to be able to meet lots of you that can come to London for this seminar, and if you can't, there'll be an online highlights option. So thank you for listening, subscribing, commenting. Have a great month. Bye for now.